Hello, everybody. I've decided to make a YouTube video this evening. I hope everyone's had a great day. This is a very candid moment right now. I actually just got home from work like 30 minutes ago. And this is like a fun little testimony video, Bible study video. I don't know what to call it. And I was definitely going to plan this out more and like just have it be more planned, yeah, I guess. But I don't know. I just felt like was on my mind a lot today. So I'm like, dude, why not just go and just freestyle it? So that's what we're doing. I'm going to title this Getting to Know Jesus Will Change Your Life. And I would like to preface all this by saying I got baptized as an adult, like I chose to, I was baptized as a child, but I don't remember it. But I got baptized as an adult on my own accord a year ago, January 2025. It's now February 2026. And I knew that when I did this, because I was ready for like change in my life, and I knew that when I did this, it was going to bring that. It was going to bring change, but I didn't quite know like in what ways it was going to bring change. And I was very emotional that day, like driving to church. I still remember it. And for reference, one of the pastors at my church is someone that goes to my jiu-jitsu gym. Like he's a coach. And this person has known me for over 3 years. So they've seen me when I was, I'm going to use the phrase, living in the world. And for anyone that doesn't know what that means, it means he's seen me before I knew Jesus closely. And then saw me kind of take steps towards. So people who know me in that way will know like, oh yeah, like, this video is real. And I was crying a whole bunch on the way there and in the car. And I remember it wasn't like I don't want to do this crying. It was more of a like, it finally felt like all the like suffering that I had went through and all of my, pretty much all the suffering that I had went through and the ways that I was doing things that led to suffering was finally over. And I felt like it was like I was headed towards refuge. I actually created this because I like to paint and I like to do art. I created this painting around, after, I kind of started it around this time, but after I got baptized, that was titled Safety. And the theme of it was around like taking shelter from the world and taking shelter from your old ways and finally being like at peace and at rest and like being safe, literally. And it was, how I illustrated it was like, it was this spin-off of like a Salvador Dali painting, where there's like this slab of rock that's like out in the middle of the ocean, and then there's like a tiger attacking this woman, but instead I had switched it to where I was the tiger, and the tiger was sleeping on the rock, and like there's a chain that was on the rock that originally the tiger was chained to, but the chain was broken. So like you've broken the shackles. You're no longer living in the world. You're finally safe. You're finally at peace. And there's this house of cards, like cards that are stacked around the tiger. And that represented, like, it did represent my grandparents a little bit, because my grandparents I'm very close with. And activity that we do a lot together is playing cards. Like we'll go to eat somewhere and we'll get like coffees and brownies, and then we'll play like Rummy, which is a card game. And like, so obviously I was born into a family that my grandparents are like religious churchgoers and very much follow Jesus. So I was born into that, but then I like drifted off and I tried to do my own ways, and then I kind of came back to it. So I think the card kind of, and I'm even putting this together now, because sometimes when I make an art piece, I genuinely like don't know even why I'm doing something, and then later it will like reveal itself, and that's literally happening right now in this moment. But like that card meant protection. Like even if it's storming, you're protected. Like if it's like you're literally, it's like the tiger is sleeping under the house of cards. Sleeping softly, not worried about a single thing, like finally at rest, finally at safety. And so And then there was like this flower that was growing out of, man, oh my gosh, I'm having a whole moment right now. Wow, this is crazy. I never even thought about this. There was a flower. This is why the subconscious is so real, like the subconscious mind. Huh. But there's a flower growing out of the rock, which the rock is like, there shouldn't be any nutrients in that whatsoever. Like, it's a slab of rock. But somehow, life was coming out of this rock. I'm having a crazy revelation right now. Wow, this is cool. Somehow life was coming out of this rock that's floating in the middle of the water. And it represented like the new life starting. I just realized that just now. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. And then I had wrote a poem. I'll actually pull it up. I wrote a poem. I have some FKJ music playing in the background, so sorry if you guys can hear it. But I wrote a poem. Let's go to desktops. I just organized my files on my computer the other day. Molly Art. Here it is. Okay. Safety. All right, so this is the poem. I'll read it to you. So, a voice did visit in the night, a divine signal, a guiding light. A door did open to a secret place that transcends the bounds of time and space. The void I wandered through alone, then your hand reached out to walk me home. The night sky crackled, sounds of rain, and to you, and to you I surrendered all my pain. A new life started in absence of fear. The storm clouds parted and the sky was clear. Day broke softly, yet without a sound. It is in pleasant places your grace is found. So a house of guards the hand will deal. If you choose to play, you choose to heal. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, and my own word I shall keep. In safe places I will sleep. Yep, that's actually crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is really crazy. I didn't even notice. Like, this is what it's like being an artist. Is like, you'll just make stuff and you don't even know sometimes, like, you're just like speaking this language and you're like, you don't even understand your own language sometimes, and then later you do understand it. But like, so that last like stanza, so a house of cards the hand will deal. If you choose to play, you choose to heal. The verse that I want to like center this whole video around is Matthew 10:39. It's a verse that I remember when I read, I just was like, I dropped my pencil and I was like, that's fire. That's a fire verse. And it goes like this. It says, he that finds his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. So like, prior to me getting baptized and wanting to know Jesus, I was living life my way. I was living my life, my way, my terms, doing things on my own judgment, ending up in the most crap situations, still feeling empty, chasing things, having no fulfillment, doing the most, feeling empty on the inside, living in the world. That's what that means. And so, he that finds his life shall lose it. It means that as much as you're trying, you're still not getting life. You're still not getting nourishment. And then he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. That's what I meant in this stanza is, a house of cards the hand will deal. If you choose to play, you choose to heal. What that means is like, you're given a choice. Like, you can either keep doing things your way and doing things to satisfy the world and please the world, or you can take the other card, and in the Bible it's referred to as like paths, like the narrow path and the wide path. You can take the other card and you can hand over your old ways and be like, yeah, if I choose to play, I choose to heal. I'm choosing to heal. And again, I'm just now making this connection, like literally just now making this connection. I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, and my own word I shall keep. I mean, I'm promising to myself. I'm not gonna put myself in situations where I suffer anymore. And like, you know, obviously I'm a woman, so I'm speaking from a woman's perspective, but a big part of like my testimony was centered around like, I just kept feeling so heartbroken. Like, obviously it wasn't always about, you know, love. It was about other things as well, but it's like, there was just this everlasting theme of like, I'm looking for love, and it's like, I just can't find it anywhere. Like, I can't find it. I just keep getting hurt. And my own word I shall keep, in safe places I will sleep. Again, you're handing your life over to walking with Jesus instead of walking with everybody else. And it's like an interesting experience, because at first I remember like having ideas of like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, I wonder what's going to happen when I try to do this. It literally is almost like putting on, I don't even know even how to explain it. It's like you just very much understand that things are going to be different, but you don't know how. and I feel like the reason why I want to make this video now is I'm starting to like see like clear, like, oh, this is okay, this makes sense. Or like, I think me dedicating, because I'm a very like dedicated person in terms of like when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm not gonna half I'll try not to curse, but I'm not going to halfway do it. I'm going to do it right. Like, if I'm going to do my sport, I'm going to work hard. If I'm going to do my art, I'm going to do my art and do my best. At my job, I'm going to do my best. Like, I can't not do my best. So it's like when I'm going to do my walk, I'm going to take it seriously. And I feel like because I've, done that, and I could, oh my gosh, let me just say I could definitely be better. But I think because I've done that, I've seen like actual like cause and effect, like, oh my gosh, like I used to do this, now I'm doing this, and now this isn't happening anymore, or blah blah blah. There's this funny there's this saying, and it's also a verse, and I feel like there's like a lot of sayings in life where people don't realize like that actually came from a Bible verse. But there's this verse in Galatians, a man reaps what he sows. And like one of my friends had posted something funny on Instagram, and it was like a meme, and it said, man, sometimes when I'm reaping, I'm like, WTF did I sow? Which means like, man, how did I get in this situation again? And like, I remember I laughed so hard at that, but like that was a big theme of, you have to ask yourself, like, what am I doing here? Like I keep ending up, people keep hurting me, or I keep feeling like crap, or I keep like, it would be like, you ate a Lunchable, like, what Lunchables are, right? We used to eat them. You ate a Lunchable and you don't feel nourished afterwards and you feel like crap. Well, why do you think you feel like crap? Because you're trying to get nourishment from a freaking Lunchable. That's what it's like. That's what it's like trying to satisfy the world. And the first, like, I think main idea that I wanted to bring into this video is, because it's a change that I've been experiencing recently, is like, I feel like the closer and the more I'm getting to know, or trying to get to know, Jesus and spending time reading the Bible, because ultimately reading the Bible, I feel like, is really what starts to make things click. Because like, and people this might not make sense, and that's okay. If this doesn't make sense and you're watching this, that's fine, because a lot of things still don't make sense to me. But like, they say that like the word is like literally says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. So the word means the words, right? The actual words. The words. Here they are. That's the best thing you can, like, that's the closest you can get. So just stick your head in there and start reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, obviously go to church too. That can help, like, trying to help someone's helping you understand. But like, just start reading, and it will start to transform you. But something that's been a big kind of a thing that's been in my mind recently is the way that I look at myself has been changing and is changing, and I can see that it's changing as a result of me getting to know Jesus, and then him helping me see me better. Is he will make you feel like more beautiful than you've ever felt. Like, you could literally be like, you could have the best body ever, and you could be like on the beach, and you've like got your Instagram photo, and you're like, I'm about to post my highlight Instagram photo, and I'm on the beach, and I'm glowing, and my skin's glowing, and like I've got a bikini on, and I feel snatched. And you will not, I can say this because I have done this, you will not feel as beautiful as you feel when you get to know Jesus and he shows your beauty like from the inside too. And that's the thing, is like, I used to put so much focus and so much significance. Oh my gosh, it got me in the worst situations, let me just say. But I used to put so much significance like on my physical body, which I think that that's something that a lot of us do just because of the society we live in. It's pretty standard. But I feel like now it's just something I just don't think about as much. Of course, I love to work out, and like, I'm like, oh, like, cool, like, love to be fit, like, yeah, this is good. But like, I just don't look at it the same way anymore. And I just am feeling like I'm experiencing like my own beauty for the first time. I genuinely feel like just like, even for example, like I said, prior to this, it was all about like my body. It wasn't even really about my face. It was about like my body. Now I feel like I'm like, I pay attention more to like my eyes and my face and like my vibe, my aura that I'm giving off. The aura is going crazy. Ever since getting to know Jesus, my aura has been going crazy. And there is a whole Instagram trend, like the Jesus glow is real. Like you can see it in people's eyes. Like, bro, that is not false. That is so true. I can look back through like my camera roll. I could go back through my camera roll right now, which frankly, I'll just go ahead and do it. And I'll scroll back to like a year and a half, 2 years ago. It's not the same person. It's not the same person. And that goes back to that verse. He that finds his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. Like when you choose to surrender your old ways, your old life is dying and your old you is dying. And that's I think what that whole baptism is like you're being reborn out of the water. Like, and again, I'm still trying to understand all this genuinely, but like I can look back through these and see like the shift of like when it started to take place. I would just have photos where I can look at my face and be like, I know I wasn't happy in that moment. Or maybe I thought I was happy, but I was empty. I was completely empty. And emptiness is, I think, a big thing that a lot of us experience. And ironically, the first book that I finished and the first book that I actually understood in the Bible was Ecclesiastes. There's a hair on the lens. I blew it off. Was Ecclesiastes. And that whole book is very much themed around emptiness and chasing things and like... let me just flip back actually here. Well, it starts off by saying nothing new is under the sun. Like everything is the same. The sun goes up, the sun comes down. It's the same day every day. And I remember when reading it, I was like, wow, like this sounds like really depressing actually. But like what he's trying to say, and the person that wrote this book is King Solomon, and he's a super rich dude and he has everything he wants. And he's come to the realization that like you can get everything you want, and it's still not going to be enough if you're not being properly nourished by, like, if your spirit's not being nourished, pretty much. And so, yeah. And that's what it was. That's what it was like, there's just emptiness. My old ways was nothing but that. And so, yeah, I don't know. I mainly want to talk to people who are, like, are in a similar like situation that I was in, because once you do start, another effect that starts to happen that I've realized is happening is once you start to experience this and you see the change is real and you like are like, oh my gosh, like bro, I was drinking Minute Maid lemonade thinking that was the best thing ever, and now I'm drinking lemonade that has lemons delivered straight from Italy and they're hand squeezed and we got raw sugar in it, we got the mint sprig, we shake it up and pour it over ice. Like I'm feeling good. That's the difference. Is you were thinking the Minute Maid life was it. No. There's something way better on the other side, but it requires discipline. It requires like not always choosing what's going to satisfy yourself. And that's a whole other thing too I could get into. But I feel like the reason why I shouldn't have freestyled this video is I forget what I've said. So, but mainly, I just want to share this and, like, I just want to start talking about it because this is what they mean by, like, anyone who spreads the good news, or I'm here to talk about the good news. Well, to me, the good news is, like, the positive effects. The positive effects, like, all of what it's done. Like, all of what Jesus did and is still doing to people, me being one of them. Like, this is not me. Like, I'm not trying to sell you a car, like a car salesman that's actually a crap car. Like, this is real. And if you've known me for beyond the last year, you know that this is a fact. So there's also this verse in Mark, because I'm finding that like a lot of verses will repeat themselves, which I also think is not a coincidence. Like, oh, if something has repeated itself 5 times, like, oh, it must be pretty important. But in Mark 9:35, Jesus says, he's like, if you insist on saving your life, you will lose it. Which means if you insist on trying to do things your way, it's leading you nowhere. Only those who throw away their lives for my sake, or for the sake of the good news, what I just said, will ever know what it is like or what it means to really live. And then 936 says, and how does a man benefit if he gains the whole world and loses his soul in the process? How does a man benefit if he gains the whole world and loses his soul in the process? That's exactly what I meant by like my going back to my painting, how I started this video, is like where did it get you? It got you nowhere. Like, it got you absolutely nowhere. And then I finally got smart enough to be like, okay. Like, I described this to someone. I was talking to someone the other day. It almost felt like I knew. I kept having this voice in my head, which is why the poem starts off by saying, a voice did visit in the night, a divine signal, a guiding light. I kept having this voice in my head. I don't know if it was like my intuition or what it was, that was telling me like you should start praying. And I just frankly didn't know how. I was like, I'm still working on like my prayer life and like how to do it, and there's really no right way to do it. I'll just say that. Do whatever feels natural. But like I just kept getting this voice like, you need to pray. I think it's because I think it was Jesus being like, hey, you're about to go down a really dark road and you should probably start praying. And I was like, oh, I hear the voice, but I'm like, I don't really know what to do. And then I felt like a hand just stuck out, and it was just like, grab it. And then like maybe I looked at it and I'd just be like, meh. And then eventually I was like, fine, I'll stop doing things my way. And I grabbed the hand, and then next thing you know, here we are, you know, a year and a half later, or not even, yeah, probably a year and a half later, and I'm making a video talking about the good news. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that was going to happen? The girl that used to post the most crazy stuff on Instagram. Like, let me just say, if I would go scroll back through my old Instagram photos, because frankly, I went and deleted like 120 posts, actually, like over a year ago. I would be like, oh my, I'd be like looking through my eyelids. I'd be looking through my fingers like I'm scared. I'm scared of what I'll see. I'm literally scared of what I'll see. But that's what it is like, what's it getting you? A house of cards the hand will deal. If you choose to play, you choose to heal. Which game do you want to play? Do you want to play the game of healing, or do you want to play the game of brokenness, darkness? Yeah, I don't know. And like another thing too, and maybe I can make the next video about this, is like just like the mental battles too, like the struggling with our mind. And like I will definitely make the next video about this. I'm sure plenty of people have made videos about this, but it's fun to talk about, so why not? Like, our eyes and our ears and our bodies and our hearts are all entryways for information to get in, like how we eat and how we treat ourselves, or what we listen to, or who we talk to, or who we let be around us. That was a big one, like who we interact with, who we let be around us, all have a way of like festering inside our minds. And that's been a big thing that I've been taught as I've like, because when you start to, you know, when you want to start your walk and get to know God and get to know Jesus, you'll start to, like, they'll do work on you from the inside out. Genuinely, I mean that. Like, they will do work on you from the inside out. And it's changed the way I'm more choosy about things now. I'm like, being completely serious, I don't watch, like, any TV anymore. And these were the things that were big, like, red flags to me at first. Like, oh, like, that's weird, they don't watch TV, or they dress modestly, or they don't dress like this. Because I'm like, I didn't want to let go of that stuff yet. Like, I genuinely was like, I'm not ready to let go of that stuff. But, like, what is it getting you as well? Like, it's not really getting you anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really, like, I do feel a little nervous about posting this video, I'm not going to lie. But I think for some people it will make sense, and for other people it will plant a seed. And that's really, I think, the whole point is when you experience change, then that's good, and that does something positive in your life, then why would you not want to share it? It'd be like eating the best ice cream cone I ever had and then not telling anybody that I just had that ice cream cone or where they can go get one. That'd be so rude. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Like, I love to be dumb and like share things like that, but like actually, that would be so crazy. Why would I not tell people? But anyways, so yeah. This video is super random, and I will get better at it, but this one is very random, so Sorry, everybody, for the randomness. But yeah, we'll close out with the verse. It is Matthew, what would I say? Matthew 34:9. I lost it now. Yeah, Matthew 10:39. Closing it out with it. He that finds his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. Anyways, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and yeah. I don't really have anything else to say. I don't think I'm gonna record this again. But next time will be more organized. So thank you everybody for coming, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and bye.